lots of friends.
And we just started. So introduce yourselves.
Oh, what? Oh, I'm just I do the movie, comic, video games, and anime. Well, I try to be anime, but like I usually play anime movies. I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2. This game is awesome. Go play it.
I'm Nick Lenz from the channel Nick Lenz. I do reviews of, well, for right now anyway, just trades and anime. I mean, before we did this live show, just to review the newest episode of Barto.
Yeah, I'm watching the dub, so I don't watch the sub.
Yeah, I watched the sub. The episode I watched was actually very well written.
I can't more with the dub and the sub, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with either when it comes to this particular series. One of the very few. If I want to think of one series, I prefer the dub over the sub, and that's Bleach.
I don't want Bleach.
I agree with that.
Oh, speaking of the anime, I do want to talk about it because really do know what I'm talking about. I'm the My Hero Academia fan, and guess what we're doing? We're getting a live action movie.
Yeah,
I don't have a really big problem with this, Tivia, like you do. But here's the thing: it's a superhero thing. It should not be hard to mess up making a superhero movie.
Actually, they should do Vigilantes anime.
They probably should.
Yeah, I mean, Knuckle Duster is the reason Stain looks like he is now.
Yeah, but the thing with Stain is you never get a chance to see his full face because he's always bandaged up.
It made me a superhero name, but here's the thing, though. I don't.
No. That's because you got to read Vigilantes. Vigilantes is the reason why you'll understand what happened to him.
Because I don't trust us making the real. America always screwed up anime. Japan's going to Attack on Titan, which I'll get to that. I'll get that minute. But American anime, I don't want it to be touched ever because we don't have a movie. It's coming out in 2 years. That's our movie. That movie's awesome.
I even got a chance to see it in theaters. It was really amazing. My dad went to go see it with me. He had no idea what the movie even was at all because he never watched the series. But I watched the series, and I knew exactly what was going on. And it was exciting to watch in the movie theater. It was my first one I actually went to since Pokemon, the first film that came out. I think it was like 1999.
1999.
Yeah. That was the last official movie I actually saw that was movie released from Japan that was animated, released here. Because I never saw any other one after that one because I wanted to, but I just never got a chance to at all.
I saw Pokemon the movie when I think 8 years old, and the movie I think I was like for what it was. Is it perfect? No. Is it good? Debatable.
It has weird animation with it.
It did, yes, but you know what? It was a fun movie on theater, but that's not talking about it. But yeah, I somehow get into it in theater. It was amazing. It was one of the best. It was great acting. The story made the it was perfect. And he found the anime. I just see and
one thing you gotta love about, and it's confirmed by the writer that the movie is canon.
I know, and I'm happy about that because
for what?
The My Hero Academia 2 Heroes film, according to the creator of the series, that movie is canon with the series. It takes place between seasons 2 and 3, like before they went into that field trip. They went into the forest, just before that.
Yeah, before the whole all for one fight.
Yeah, I know. It's before they did the villains raid.
Yep. And it was awesome. I love that movie. But back on track. I don't trust at the Walmart making the movie because they got screwed up. What was it? Wasn't that Walmart? Oh wait, Walmart making an Attack on Titan movie.
Yeah. Speaking of live action film that was adapted, last month I saw the Bleach live action film.
I still have not seen that yet for Netflix.
I have seen it. Man, I was disappointed with this movie.
I'm not surprised. I saw former algorithms and Netflix disappointing and stupid.
Yes. I mean, it's good up until they reveal what the actual thing is with Rukia in the movie because, like, the first 20 minutes, it's almost spot on, very accurate from the manga and the anime. And then, like, once you get past 20-minute mark, the movie starts to go downhill.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta praise also the special effects of the movie is fantastic. The writing through the characters is actually really good. The problem with the film is half the characters do nothing. They get nothing to do.
I was surprised about that. Because,
yeah, also, you know how Orihime and Chad have got powers? You know, like Chad can turn. In the movie, they don't have their powers. It's like the creators of the movie forgot the fact they have powers.
First of all, Chad had hollow powers. Why wasn't he not like one of the most important key players in the final arc?
Yeah, that made no sense at all. The fact they did that.
It specifically stated it was the powers of a hollow, which his powers never made sense, to be honest.
Yeah, there was one person who kind of explained it. It seems like he had powers of a hollow, a soul reaper, a Quincy. It seems like he had powers of like several different things. It's one of the most confusing ways I've ever seen a character explain.
Yeah, this is why I don't
know. It was basically a Gary Stewart.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the main topic. Like, I don't trust Resident Evil Mega Man in their movie because they got screwed up. Because what like before, we had Attack on Titan, a failure. Oh.
Which I've heard they're doing another. Hollywood is trying to adapt that film into live action.
Not a whole idea. We were dying like it's awful.
Actually, I'm more interested in the next DBZ movie.
Yeah, the Attack on Titan live action film was not made by an American studio. That's made by a Japanese studio.
I know.
All of those were made by Japanese studios, like that. Beach.
Yeah, I would say the one really good live action adaptation of a manga / anime is the Rurouni Kenshin films.
I did hear about that. I did a really good one because they said for the show material. But
because the movie people who made the film actually listened to the creator. He suggested changes. They went with it, and the movies all turned out to be really, really good. They got the costumes right. The characters acted like they're supposed to. And even though they only adapted like the first film adapted like the first two arcs loosely, and the second and third film adapted the big Kaito arc, but they adapted it really well and it'd be exciting and interesting for a live action film. They even had an interesting scene in the second film, well actually it was the last film, where they had the main character Kenshin and the guy who's basically kind of like a hitman, who's kind of like a thug. Where's the white? I can't remember his name. The team up with the Japanese Imperial Army to take on the main villain's forces. Probably by far the best scene in the whole film.
Badass.
Yeah, then having like 5 characters team up to take on the main villain, and of course him dying by basically having the same way he dies in the series by having him burn himself up to death because his body's it's covered with like 100% of his body is covered with burns.
Oh,
it's very accurate to how he dies in the series. But it's slightly different place where they have it, but at least his death is very accurate.
I can't remember. Villains. Back to the main topic at hand. But as far as movie concerned, like I said previously, I don't want the movie to have any better guy. And you know what? Since it's coming 2019, I know we're going to screw it up again.
Sylvia, did the article say which studio is making?
I don't remember.
Hang on. If you think of one studio that's really good about turning an American Japanese product into a successful film, the studio that made the Godzilla film.
We also had, well, if you ignore Ghost in the Shell and just go by Matrix, then yeah.
Planet.
Well, I was thinking of Godzilla, the one legendary.
No, we're not talking about the 2014 god awful Godzilla.
The 2014 film I thought was really good.
It was Godzilla and more humans. It was like the Godzilla. What? I think it was 1999.
That was bad.
That was another bad one where it was
4 years ago. That one was really good. I found it. I looked up. It is legendary. That's making My Hero Academia.
Everybody producing the movie. Like I got the article as well. I put it in the group chat.
I'm more hyped over the new DBZ movie, even though they retconned it where Goku, Vegeta, and Broly are apparently all now around the same age.
Oh yeah, that movie's coming in January. That's awesome.
They retconned it.
Yeah, And one thing you also got to appreciate by the people who the Funimation is doing with the film, because they're going to be doing the dub, is they're bringing back Broly's voice actor from the first Broly film.
Makes sense because boy, then I love Broly.
Actually, I hope they explain where Broly was, because apparently he can outclass Frieza. So clearly,
as far as I know, when it came to Broly and Frieza, these two never met before at all. Even in the previous films, these two never met because Frieza was
Broly would have squashed him. Broly would have squashed Frieza.
Yeah, Broly would have killed him in 2 seconds.
No, he can do it now because he's apparently
the actor who's doing his dub voice. His name is Victor Magnolia, I think it's the pronouncing. He is an American, but his last name is weird.
You mean Vic Miana?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yes, the guy who did Eric, the guy who also did what was his name? Shadow or from Soul Eater. I forgot Maka's dad name.
Oh yeah, the guy who was very protective. He's also, believe it or not, they even brought him back to do, I think he does Champa and Super.
Yes, he does.
I know he doesn't play Champa. He plays
established person.
Champa is funny.
Different character. He plays Gappa Man. I'm not sure. I don't remember who this character is in the anime.
Between him and Dante Basco, they're very, very prominent in the anime community.
Good for them. I'm glad that they're at the game.
Somebody who's legendary in the anime community, and no one can deny this, Christopher Sabat.
Yes, because his Goku voice and King Kai voice are legendary.
Well, Christopher Sabat never voiced Goku. That was Sean Shamil.
I think Christopher
the one who does Kai.
Kai, it is definitely Christopher Sabat who does his regular voices for Vegeta, Piccolo, Master Roshi, and Yamcha. He does all 4.
Nice.
They had him on doing. They had him doing Yelp reviews. He did it for both Goku and King Kai, which was very funny because he says Goku really wouldn't leave bad food reviews. He'll just eat it.
Yeah,
King Kai on the other hand,
he actually voiced a couple of the characters for Kai. Todd Heppercorn.
I don't watch Kai. I did Kai make up the film.
Basically, it's you. If you don't want to watch, if you don't care about filler, watch Kai.
In Dragon Ball Z Kai, Tibia, Todd Heppercorn voices Android 19.
Yeah, like I said, I've seen some Kai, but personally, I kind of like the Windows soundtrack better for Windows.
But he also in Super as well, Todd Heppercorn.
Huh? Oh.
Do you know which character he voices in Dragon Ball Super?
Nope.
Jacko.
Oh yeah, the Speed Patrol. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, he does him. I didn't know that was him until I saw his picture when I met him at Comic-Con last month. Actually, it was 2 months ago that I got a chance to. And this is just before I got a chance to watch D. Gray Man because because we talked a little about Fairy Tail, we talked about Toriko. He even told me the reason why Toriko stopped its dub. You know why?
Because the manga's dead and the anime.
No, that's not the reason why. Because apparently the DVDs weren't selling well over here. That's the reason why the dub stopped.
Yeah, no, it wasn't doing because Toei Animation ruined the anime.
What they do.
What they always do. Like they did to One Piece, they ruined
Toriko into a Super Saiyan in the final episode.
Oh, not that. It's just basically they took away all the blood. They took away all the cool fights and stuff. They made it just because they gave it it came on at 8 o'clock on Saturdays in Japan, so they had to make it kid friendly. Like if you look up on YouTube, there's one by Matt. They had a 5-minute short OVA by Madhouse. That's what Toriko was supposed to look like.
I watched the entire series, Jeremy. I would say the series is good up until the last 2 episodes.
Oh, I do.
No, I say the series is just crap in general because it took away all the fun.
And the living
I say, look up Toriko OVA on YouTube by Madhouse. That was supposed to be our Toriko.
Hold that thought.
Edgar.
Oh yeah, Toriko, a anime that could have been big, but that also
destroyed.
Not just that, but just Shoeisha destroyed itself.
No, I don't
know. It's not just. Here's the thing. It's not just the fact that it's Toei Animation that ruined it. It's the fact that that fucking that manga series had potential to be great, but the problem is
it was in the top 20. It was not even in the top 10, so they basically cut it short.
Because the manga sales didn't do that well, and plus the fact that they were doing all this bullshit stuff where we're gonna have to skip arcs or put them all together. It was just a fucking mess.
Basically, they gave
I can tell they did adapt like up until the arc they ended that. Looked like they adapted pretty much almost everything up until the arc they stopped at, which was the cooking festival arc, which they kept a lot of stuff in from that one.
It was what was it called? That freaking fish they caught. They stopped after another. They told him he had to wrap up. They told him to wrap up that arc. They went past everything we're supposed to go through each area. Instead, we saw what the Eight Kings does. A lot of them we don't even know what they're really capable of. We don't know what a lot of the areas can do. Plus, there was supposed to be an arc in space, and we got that at the last chapter, but it didn't really go anywhere.
And then the series kind of ended with at least two of the four Heavenly Kings going to space to finish up their life course, because the only two who finished up by the time the series ended was Toriko himself and Sunny. They were the only two who actually finished their life course.
I will say this, at least they had a better ending than Bleach. Bleach just died in those 10 chapters.
Oh, it did. It crashed and burned it. And yeah, I would go as far as saying, because the fact that, I mean, the way it ended and the way it's set up, like, dude, it's set up for a sequel, but yet again, it was like, dude, this is not an ending.
It was bizarre. I read it. It was one of the oddest endings I have ever seen. And the chapters that came before that, it just seemed like the way that Ichigo defeated the main villain, it seemed like a bit like out of nowhere. He just somehow just beat him just like that. All because he had the help of one of the Fullbringers.
No, because he plot contrivance. He had to wrap that shit up, and it just ended in the most dumbest way possible.
Well, there is a reason why he ended the series the way he did.
Why?
Because
despite Shonen
Jump. It's not that. Kubo was suffering from a torn rotator cuff.
What?
He was having that problem, but yet again, he had time and effort to make.
This has been a prolonged thing, because if you look in his interviews, Kubo has been getting into arguments with Shonen Jump for over a decade.
Yeah, and plus they were like, it's like they had a disagreement on a certain arc, and they, let's just say the arguments never stopped. It never had a good relationship. And this is, I went down to talk to my friend on this on today. He is disappointed that they're not going to have a final arc, which animated form, which I'm like, I told him, like, dude, it's never going to happen, because the manga ended on a note, and people just don't care. And also nothing, the way the Bleach movie on its box office, it didn't do that well, and people just don't care about Bleach.
Yeah, like Kubo said, like, there was an interview, Super Eye Patch, with he took a quote out of an interview Kubo did, and he literally said he has no feelings for Shonen Jump, to be honest. He really doesn't have that big of a special place. He's just been getting in too many arguments. Like, if you look at the beginning of Bleach and the final arc, the beginning, it used to be so detailed and colorful. At the end of the Bleach arc, at the end of the series, it's just like he just
didn't care. He just did not care. So he was trying.
Yeah, but at least he had something over the creator of Fairy Tail. At least he planned his ending in advance.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But the problem is shit at pacing.
I don't want to really care. I don't want some of them to change. The 17 has been awesome.
Yeah, we're on the final arc.
But I'll just say this. I'll just say this. The fact that it comes to that point where we're at where we're at on Bleach, it's a very sad note. very sad note that a manga series that was like the big three, the big top
the holy
dog,
Shonen Trinity. That was the big three,
and it got treated like garbage.
It doesn't even get shown in cover pages when they show all the big shonen characters. Like we at some point, Ichigo just doesn't show up half the time.
Well, yeah, I actually saw the cover for the 50th anniversary release. Ichigo is like far in the back. You see his face.
Like,
he's
you
the
can
only
barely
character
see him.
Bleach.
Yeah, he's there. You just can't see him.
No. Here's another thing too. There's icing on the fucking cake. You know, what's that fucking Jump Force. He's not even the fucking cover.
What? He's not?
You know, it's
another problem is Bleach never barely broke top 20.
What sucks?
Barely.
Wait,
yeah.
My Hero Academia, did I
breaking records. Dude,
that's breaking records. Like Tokyo Ghoul, that's under Shueisha, was in the top 5, and that thing is not directly under Shonen Jump. That's a monthly series. Like,
yeah, I know. I'm sure, Jim. I'm sure you don't want to get into the Tokyo Ghoul reanime.
I've seen some of it.
I have watched it. I would say the show is getting a little bit better, but way they adapt chapters, especially the most recent episode, was the most bizarre I have seen it to date.
Okay. My turn on how I feel. Like, I'll just say this: it's cool seeing some of the stuff, but I'll just say this: I personally feel, in my beliefs, they only put Bleach characters for the latest game, the Jump Force game, just because fans will fucking riot. Because ever since Bleach ended, they've been treating Bleach so hard lately. They've been treating it dog shit, and the fan backlash, the U.S. fans that's like us, that is the only thing left on Bleach. The only thing that we care about Bleach. Japan had a tough time with Bleach. Like, it had its ups, but it had its major downs. But in the U.S., it's really, really doing well. The problem is the fact that Bleach is kind of big on the U.S. and not as big as Naruto, Bleach, Naruto, Boruto.
It looks at its own fans before it looks like the other world. What the world wants. So
that is sad.
Like the poll contest, like we would love to have like the One Piece popularity contest. I would love to vote for that, but Japan doesn't do it for anything outside of Japan. So
that's the thing with Weekly Shonen Jump. They've been like that for years.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm like, everything's in Japan. Games like Kingdom Hearts gets released on fucking a year or a week before us.
December. I think they get theirs December 19th, and we get it on the 29th.
Yeah, and it's like so fucked up because they're gonna probably release spoilers, and it's like, oh, you fucking assholes.
Yes.
Like,
and all the Bleach games have been released here. There's only about I think it's about 10, 15 Bleach games, and only about 5 of them are released here.
I don't want Bleach, but I do feel about Bleach fans over here.
The only thing I know about is Burning Souls, and that's it.
Oh.
I played Soul Resurrection. It's a good game, but
anyways, speaking of Jump Force, one thing I am sure you might get the story mode because the story looks awesome. It's better with Death Note. Again,
I know people were.
That would be the main villain.
I've only seen just the first trailer where they had Goku, Luffy, and Naruto beat the crap out of each other, along with Frieza.
In New York. Of all places, New York.
And Death Note, aka Light Yagami, aka
and also here's another one thing. We're also getting new original villains. That looks like one that looks like Mira, and it looks like Amira's sister, and the other looks like a combination of one looks like Toa, the other looks like Hit and Mira fucking fused into one.
Ooh.
And I think there was an android.
Who voices Hit in the dub? You will not believe who does Hit's dub voice.
I love Hit's dub voice. Hit's dub voice is awesome. Hit is
what, you want to know who voices him, Tivia?
Oh.
It's the guy who voices Leon S. Kennedy for Resident Evil 6. Matthew Mercer.
Damn. That is awesome.
Wait. Did you guys get... Wait, Tivia, how far are you on the Dragon Ball Super dub?
Finally got to the universe tournament arc.
Yeah.
I mean, like, are you setting up or are you about to actually start it?
Yeah. I'm like in episode 85. I haven't watched 86 yet.
I think what's happening? Goku trying to sell my team right now, trying to push 17 with episode.
Oh God, it's gonna take like at least 10 episodes. It takes I think it takes about a good 7 to 10 episodes just to build up the teams and everybody before the Tournament of Power actually starts.
Yeah, do you know what episode the tournament actually starts?
No.
Damn near towards 90.
Yeah, 90. Episode 90, and it doesn't finally end until episode 31. It's by far the longest saga of the entire series. The length, if you look at the arc itself online, it feels like an arc that you would see for DBZ.
No, old school Dragon Ball Z, because like old school Dragon Ball Z, when we were watching it weekly, the Tournament of Power only lasted 2 hours, but they made that shit last for like months.
Yeah, it went on for like a good, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 months.
Wow. Yeah, and it was only supposed to be like for like an hour or two.
Yeah, it only went on for, they say it was like 48 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't even that long, but it made it like, it's like freezing that whole 5 minutes before the planet blows up.
Yep.
Damn. Well,
but the arcs that came before that, they were pretty much a length that they were see from the original Dragon Ball series, like a good like 13, 20 episodes.
You mean half of the episodes where Goku and Frieza are just screaming and powering up and just looking at each other before something actually happens?
Well,
yeah, but in the case of the arcs came before this one, and I did a review of the arc that came, I think it was just before this one, the Trunks arc, which I designated as by far the best arc of the entire series. I mean, Universal Survival could probably consider to be second best, but this arc is the best one because it has a good villain, good writing, good action, good storytelling.
What villain? There's no villains except if you count Frieza,
Ross. You think Zamasu's a villain for his very weird?
No, not Zamasu. I mean, I thought you were talking about Tournament of Power.
No, the Tournament of Power doesn't have a villain, but Trunks arc, it's Zamasu and Goku Black.
Actually, that whole arc was a letdown at the ending. The ending was an entire letdown.
Right, which one? Which
Trunks defeated Zamasu because apparently the whole spirit bomb into your sword. It just made no sense. And then they retconned the portrait
and then Goku summons the Omni King and just has him destroy the entire universe, and then have
he destroys the timeline.
Yeah, and then somehow Whis backtracked it before Goku Black showed up and have it where Future Trunks and Future Mai live in the same time period as early versions of themselves.
Wait, what?
Like, a lot of things don't make sense. Like, if you think about it, Mai in that timeline should not exist in the Future Trunks timeline because that's an entirely separate timeline.
Yes.
Wait, back up. Wait. I don't remember hearing that. Why? I heard when.
Yeah, like I said, like I was telling people, why does Mai exist in the Future Trunks timeline where Vegeta and everybody else is dead, and she's in a timeline where they all live?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I know he was asked.
Let me say this. The fucking fact is, Akira Toriyama likes this relationship and he wants to push it, so that's why. And which honestly would okay, fine, but that really doesn't really bother me.
That makes me any question. It just raises more questions than answers.
Toriyama's style is confusing.
Toriyama's writing style is confusing.
Yeah, he has tendency to do that. Half the time he retcons his own stuff, but he does something interesting with it.
That's true.
He's the type of writer that no one really expects them to do.
No. And his friend Araki, the guy who does JoJo, they both have this thing where they retcon their shit, except Araki, he's much worse. He literally forgot that he named a stand Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I don't want you to
forgets his own stands. Half the time he forgets the abilities. He's been noted. Like, he even forgets certain characters even have abilities. He's been on record saying that.
Right, so I don't want you to
Well, that's because he worked on the same series for 30 years.
It's just he has short-term memory or some crap where he would mix shit up.
Yeah, also, get this. There was a joke about him in Gintama where apparently he looks like he hasn't aged in 30 years.
Have you seen him?
No.
I've seen one picture of him.
Okay.
Oh, no, they got the current picture of him. He looks like he's in his his late 20s.
How in the world does this guy stay so young?
He says he washes his face every day. He takes care and he moisturizes it. I don't know. Japan has long life expectancies than us.
Yes, I kind of suspected that. Especially if you look at, I saw a picture of the writer D. Grayman. She's like 38, and she still looks pretty good for a woman her age.
That's because they're better than us. Their country is cleaner than us because they teach their kids how to clean up after themselves.
Yep. Well, we don't care about hygiene. Anyways.
Yeah, but when I got a chance to meet Ty Hippocord, we talked about a few different series. Besides Toriko, we talked about Fairy Tail, talked a little about Super. We talked a little about One Piece. I even asked him if he would heard of Akame ga Kill. He's never heard of the series at all, but I did tell him that the guy who played Crocodile did voice one of the characters. He knew who the dub actor who Crocodile was because he worked with him on Fairy Tail.
Nice.
And I brought with me to sign for him to sign what the Fairy Tail film. I've got a picture with him. I'm sure, Jeremy. I'm sure you've seen it when I posted on Facebook.
Wait. I haven't been on Facebook for a lot of reasons because there's a very reason why you really shouldn't get on Facebook. Mostly because they're selling your data and crap. Plus, they police wrong
I know Tibby has seen it. My picture I have with Todd Hippocorn.
Yeah, I just saw it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and
hang on one second. I'm gonna go.
Do you know how much he charged me for that picture?
How much?
$15.
Wow, that's cheap.
Yeah, and do you know how much his autograph is?
How much?
$25.
Huh. I was close.
This is why I love getting autographs from dub actors. They do not charge too much for their autographs at all.
Oh, it's not a big one. Oh, what's it, Alvin? What's just a comic? What's just the Bendis Action Comics?
I don't think Action Comics came out this week.
It came out last week, but I do want to talk about it because I want to talk about it because, dear God, where did I begin the train wreck? Let me get this straight. Lois came back from space. Somehow.
Okay, here he is. This is Arachi. This is what he looks like now. That's his current picture.
Wow.
Damn, he looks very young.
He's 58 years old.
He's 58?
Yes, he's 58 years old. This is his current. He looks like he's in his late to probably early 30s at best.
Wow.
Yeah, he takes good care of himself. But he has terrible memory. Like he makes crap up as he goes sometimes. You could tell he just makes shit up.
I don't blame him because
I know that I don't know if you knew about this, Jeremy. For the current season of JoJo's Adventures, he actually announced it himself at I think it was at art show that he went to.
And he made crap up, or the fact that he had to rework Fugo.
Again, I don't watch that show, so I don't know.
The show itself is really good, Tivia, especially since you get a chance to hear Patrick Steult's his take on Dio Brando. He makes him be one of the most best villains of the entire series, even better than the villain of Diamonds Unbreakable.
Oh, I'm going to give you guys the ending to part 5. It is one of probably the most surreal endings I ever heard in my life.
Yeah. I found something interesting, though, about the main villain of part 4 of JoJo's Adventures.
That he's based on Ted Bundy?
No. He's actually, his appearance, he's based on David Bowie.
Oh, yeah. He's based on David Bowie, but his entire personality is based on Ted Bundy. Like, he's supposed to be the everyman that you just meet in the office or something. But it's basically the idea of what serial killers back then.
It's actually based on a real life singer. There's a character in Black Clover. His name is Gordon. He's based upon Marilyn Manson.
Okay. Again, I don't want to. Anyways.
Good chance to watch Black Clover, Tivia. It has some similarities to that. People accuse it of being a ripoff of Naruto if Naruto does magic. It's kind of like that, but it also is the corresponding ripoff of Fairy Tail on how somewhat similar it is, like having one of their squads basically made up entirely of women.
Oh, you guys should click that link. That is the ending to part 5. It is.
I've read part 5, but it's been a while since I've read it.
No, the ending to the episodes. It's a song that you would never even think of.
I don't know what the song is, and it looks really weird. You listening to it sounded weird. Huh.
That's Jodeci.
Yeah, the first enemy stand they have in the series, I think it's from a character. I think his name is Popo. His name
Black
is
Sabbath.
yeah. It's something though that the writer of the series named the stand after the band themselves.
Oh no, actually he names people either your stands, the ability, or sometimes like the Pillar Man, they'll name them after actual people like AC/DC, Cars, Wamamu.
I heard that it's the character Darby from Part 3. I heard he's based on a rapper.
What?
Like a lot of people are based on. Like basically, JoJo is copyright infringement nightmare.
No shit.
But I'm sure that the rock bands have no problem with the fact that they name characters after. I mean, take a look at, let's say, the creator of Attack on Titan. He's admitted in interviews that the Armored Titan is based upon Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Or that the fact that the series is based on Game of Thrones, and they actually have characters from Game of Thrones actually as Titans, as Easter eggs.
I haven't seen it because I don't watch Game of Thrones.
It's in the manga. So it's in the manga. I don't know if they threw it in the anime, but it's in the manga.
I don't know if they did or not. But one thing I noticed about the anime when they made Reiner, the guy who is the Attack Titan, when you see him, he has a very in the anime he has a very strict resemblance to that of Brock Lesnar himself.
Speaking of anime, I do want to talk about this because the way episode I watched, I am so lost. Like, what the hell is happening? Why am I turning the Titans? Like, okay, let me get this straight. I get the father.
You will
You're on the dub for Attack on Titan when the Turkey Titan showed up, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you know that thing is CGI, right?
Yes.
That does look so weird on the CGI.
It does, but you know what? After they kill that Titan,
you get to the basement.
No.
Then just leave it there because it's all going to be explained.
I hope it explained because finally I don't know what's going on anymore, and we're in season 3.
Yeah, season 3.
Yeah, but did you get?
I heard some people were afraid this might happen, where it could be split in half, where half is going to air now and then half is going to be aired later, or the season's going to be 12 episodes. But it looks like the first year was realized because I've heard that the second half of the season is not going to air until April, which is the same month as when One Punch Man season 2 comes out and My Hero Academia season 4 comes out.
Damn it! April.
Developed 3 years.
Oh.
Yeah, 3 years now.
Yeah, it's been a major drawback. Anyways, but
when the season started, it only had been like a year since the last season ended.
Yeah, since season 2.
And the previous season, season 2, I think that came out 2 years after season 1.
I think so. I don't remember.
At least this series has a good reason why it takes breaks between seasons, because it's a monthly manga, and they do not want to catch up with the series too quickly. My Hero Academia kind of the same way, because they want to do filler.
At least My Hero Academia makes sense.
Went back and he basically the redrawn version. He's fixed the story because there's a lot of things in the redrawn version that he wish he could done in the webcomic.
What webcomic? I didn't know what time.
One is a webcomic, but then it was redrawn. Like the redrawn version, that's when one basically changed a lot of the plot elements because everything he never did in the webcomic, he did for the manga.
Oh,
exactly.
You know that fight in between Levi and Kenny?
Yeah, that fight was awesome. Holy shit!
Anime original. It never happened in the manga.
I
think they wanted to do it. He actually regretted not doing it.
That's why this arc doesn't suck, because basically he realized that in the manga he dragged everything out for way too long.
Yeah, the anime had to do more epic and badass. They had done particular on the particular horses, and that's an awesome weapon.
Wait till you get to the later parts. They got even better weapons.
All right, can I say something about fucking Titans?
Yes.
I think it's the best DC show fucking put out in a long time. It's better than
even with cosplayer Starfire.
You mean the fucking no? I have a better name. You mean the fucking character that doesn't act like Starfire, that has amnesia for some apparent bullshit reason?
The Tumblerite, yeah, it's the little Tumblerite.
That's what she is. If you watch the show, pretty much, she has amnesia. That's pretty much why she's acting this way. And it's like, okay. And, Tevin Boy doesn't like it, but I'm just like, every time I do tell him, like, dude, just go with the plot and see what happens. Don't fucking lose your shit.
So, that was the best episode of the entire show. I got the Doom Patrol was awesome.
But yet again, it's very well written, very well accurate to its comic book counterparts. It's not like the fucking
the animation.
No, the animated series wasn't nothing accurate. They went to do their own fucking thing.
Yeah, like making Brother Blood a cyborg and an old man.
Exactly. Exactly. And they couldn't call Slade Deathstroke and some bullshit fucking way. And it's like
they thought the name was too scary for kids, and yet we had a name like Mr. Sinister for X-Men.
Yeah, but in the Teen Titans Go the movie, Deathstroke actually calls people out on that whole Deadpool thing.
Okay, that sounds funny.
Yeah, he called people out on that. Like Deadpool should say he's not a ripoff of him. Who he is a ripoff of Taskmaster. Like, the movie, I say go watch the movie. Or better yet, if you guys
eventually, but I'm not a fan of the show, so I don't really care.
No. The movie. The after ending credits, the Easter egg for that alone just made everyone go crazy.
Yeah, I did that. And here's the thing about that. That could actually, I think getting into that for it's not the thing everyone. No, it's the Teen Titans Go with Teen Titans.
Actually, they brought that up. Actually, I was watching OKKO. They did a Cartoon Network crossover. They showed a part where Raven was going to go back to her own dimension. It said Teen Titans, like as an Easter egg, but then she changed it to Teen Titans Go.
Yeah,
Teen Titans still exists.
Yeah, like it's still that's confusing. Why are we having a crossover with Teen Titans Go with the Teen Titans? Why didn't you have one show instead of doing a crossover?
But are they going to get serious?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Well, yeah, let's get to Superman.
Yeah,
what he's been doing.
Oh boy, that's the kind of one fun for. Where do I even begin? Oh, I know. Let's have Lois abandon her own son to Mr. Oz. What? I'm sorry. Did I miss anything? How did she get back on Earth? Never explained.
It doesn't sound like anything Peter Tomasi or Dan Jurgens has been writing.
Yeah, it's really pissed me off because
Lois lost the freaking arm to fight to Manchester Black just to get John back.
Yeah, this book was amazing. This book was epic.
I don't read Bendis shit anymore. I'm tired of him.
I'm tired of him. Oh, speaking of Lois and Clark, about that. During that dialogue scene, I noticed something off. Like, one, how she back on Earth? Never answered. Two, why she leave her own son, John, aka Superboy, to Mr. Oz?
Did he grow up? Did he? They say he grew up like in advance or something, or
went to puberty. That didn't make any sense to me at all because last time I checked, what I know of Avengers Super Son from my memory, the
Avengers Super Son series takes place before the Superman special, and John's supposed to be 10.
Yeah,
and this I don't like Bendis because Bendis makes sure that his stories don't get retconned. He goes out of his way.
His story don't make a lot of sense.
Which, if I was a writer, I would have immediately go back and retcon anything he's ever touched, just to make him mad.
Well, we also had X-Men Extinction, which is another event. But here's the thing about that event actually fixes upon that Bendis did. And actually with the
what are you guys' thoughts on Heroes in Crisis with the whole heroes getting killed off in the first issue?
Yeah, that was weird. I think they killed off Roy and they killed off Wally.
Yeah. Oh, we're talking about fucking Crisis.
Well, we're talking about
Tom King's Hero in Crisis, where some big heroes died in the first issue.
I won't read that. I'll read his. I'm gonna come back for his Batman book, but I am not gonna touch that fucking.
I don't even know if I want his Batman book.
I read the second issue. We got nothing, no answer. We're getting more questions.
Good, shut up, Tevio. You're gonna find answers later on. You don't get straight out answers in the first 2 issues. Hell no. You're gonna establish the plot. You're gonna have to tell more. How long is this shit?
9 issues.
Okay, then issue fucking 5 or 5 to 9. You'll find your twists and turns.
Well,
it's basic plotline setups. Trust me, Tevia. Writers make the plotline, make the story. Take their time on its story. That's how writers are.
Yeah. Jeff Johns is noteworthy for doing this. He did this for pretty much every single crossover he ever worked on, like Blackest Night, Forever Evil. Exactly. I think he did that for Flashpoint as well, where he spent time also building the world of Flashpoint.
I think he did the Dark Side War, but Dark Side War was just pointless and just stupid.
I don't exactly know. It did set up stuff that so far has not entirely been explored yet. Like the thing is, this has been going on for 2 years, and I don't know. I think Johns may have been asked about this. The 3 Jokers.
Oh, he's doing a story. And DC Fox Rabel.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, Tevia, you're out of your mind saying it's pointless and dumb. Because the reason why is, one, you have established storylines, making sure, let's just say, the big plot line thickens and go forward with that whole war between Darkseid and the Anti-Monitor and all that crazy stuff. You had Brainiac. No, not Brainiac. You have Superman and the Dark Superman. You had fucking into the Reaper Superman. You had all this crazy, awesome shit, and how was it dumb and stupid?
Well, the Titan himself, the problem is Titan didn't even matter. Oh, Flat Titan? What was the point of Titan?
No, it mattered. It did well. It had some connections, but it didn't need to happen. But yet again, Tevia, Tevia, oh God. Listen, something you don't get. Yet again, it's a storyline that they're trying to connect and making it very big and epic, which they were successful on, Tevia.
Of course.
But of course it would, because just fucking say this. Of course you would say that because you don't like the New 52. But anyway, the freaking factor is, at least I will give Jeff Johns some credit, but there is one criticism I'll give.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand Watchtower.
Watchtower?
No, watch the new Watchmen book.
Oh, yeah, Doomsday Clock.
Oh, you mean Doomsday? Yeah. I've been keeping up with that. I'm just going to read it in when it comes out. It's
been insane. It's been awesome. It's
doing odd things.
Like, here's my biggest problem. Dr. Manhattan's afraid of Superman.
Of course he is.
And that doesn't make any sense.
Superman gives hope. Dr. Manhattan is a nihilist.
Here's the thing. That should not matter to him. He's that type of level where he should have no fear. He just looks at Superman like, yeah, you're beneath me.
No. He reminds him.
I think that he's basically seeing the future and seeing a possible future of him basically dying, in quotation marks.
Oh, Carl, I'm like, yet again, I still just, yet again, you could have it where the pre-52 Superman fights Dr. Manhattan in this big epic way, and since they're bringing back the new 52 Superman, which I'm like,
sideways.
Yeah, please, I'm like, please, for the love of God, make it establish what he's back to, everything back to normal, and where we don't have to live Extalgeville on the Superman comics, or go, oh, we can't do anything new or can't do anything risky because people can't accept the fucking bullshit new storylines because Superman fans can't take this shit because let's just say because they're stupid and they want nostalgia, point blank.
Well, you got your wisdom, Bendis. Bendis is destroying everything ever won, and you're getting your wish. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Bendis is a shit writer who basically, I don't even know why they gave Bendis Superman.
I got 4. Basically, Lois came back.
Okay. What's going on?
Let's see. Lois abandoned her son to Mr. Oz, apparently.
Well, maybe there's a plot line. Like, here's the thing. Maybe there's a plot line that explains all this shit. I mean, like,
Continue.
Let's be real here. He stopped caring a long time ago.
Yeah.
No, more like he didn't stop caring. It's the fact that the Superman fanboys or Superman fucking tards, I take that back. Extalgatards don't want nothing, are afraid, scared shitless on what he's gonna do, and he's just catering to them because he does not want no backlash.
Not really.
No, tell you, shut up. I'm telling you. Hold on, be right back.
There we go. Yeah, Benny is not really caring to us fans. He's doing his own thing. Which, here's the thing. I'm fine by doing the problem. I don't like him disregarding everything that Tomasi and Jordan did for the past 2 years. Get rid of John and put him in space. Bullshit.
I hope he doesn't disregard everything.
The problem is Bendis. And no one says no to this guy, apparently. No one has the balls to say no anymore.
Which is really weird to me.
That's why I hope if Johns comes back to his creator position, he basically tell Bendis to screw off.
Hold on, time out here. I haven't liked Superman comics since they got rid of the New 52 Superman. And ever since they fucking did that shit, it's been straight out hell. And I'm like, I don't give a crap who, like, oh, we need Superman, we need Bendis out. I don't give a shit who is in the book. It's gonna, if anyone, it's just gonna. What we need to basically do is go back to basics on where Superman needs to be and make the character interesting. They haven't made him interesting. It's just appeal to the older readers who bought Superman comics way back. Tavia, don't fucking say a word, because if you do, I will bring videos after videos after videos at that saying, oh, I read Superman comics when I was a kid. It reminds me what I liked in the old DC comic books, and the fact is that it's nothing more than a straight out nostalgia. This run of Superman is just playing it safe mode. The fact and it bothers the fuck out of me that Bendis is doing that. I cannot stand that shit. That's why I stopped reading on Superman books, because it's just fucking playing it safe. And it's like, when the fuck does my favorite guy, Bendis, the guy who had ballsy moves, the man that fucking did ballsy shit, who didn't give a shit about anyone else's opinion but himself, and just did what he felt that, like, hey, this is what I want if I was collecting comic books and taking a risk. What happened to comic books? They took a risk and not think too.
Politics got involved.
Well, that's not the Valiant does risk. Valiant does.
The problem with current on comics is petty politics got involved now.
Yeah,
everybody's talking about diversity and all this other crap.
I don't think Bendis, when he was Marvel, I don't think he ever actually put politics in his comics that much. He very rarely ever did.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You guys gotta get on Twitter. It's a freaking breeding ground of cancer.
That's why I don't care about Twitter, because Twitter is like,
I don't you should, because the Mark Waid lawsuit. God, I can't wait for that.
No, I heard about that.
Oh no, it's real. He really got caught threatening a small publisher. We have evidence proving not only did he threaten a small publisher, he went off the grid. He nuked his social media and went off the grid for 4 months.
Yeah, he messed.
But anyway, besides that point, I'm just gonna end it right here. The freaking bullshit factor on Superman is what we need is to make the character interesting, have him get fresh storylines that is not straight out. Oh, I remember this.
Being a parent become good. Isn't that what we wanted with Spider-Man?
What?
Isn't being a parent? Isn't that fresh and interesting? That's what people wanted with Spider-Man, and then we got one more thing.
No. It's not. No, I'm not talking about that. That you could put that in there, but I'm talking about Superman as a character. What can he do in this universe that hasn't been done, or what can he fit in this universe? Because this is a new world universe. This should have interesting directions. They didn't do none of that crap. I gave it the chance in the world. They did not do jack shit into me. I wanted to see how Superman, as a leader, to see how he was going to do. He's not the leader of the team. It's Batman.
Is Batman's biggest fanboy.
Nick, I'll let you go on. Just let me go on my point. I can let Batman go on Justice League America. That's fine. But I personally feel like Superman should be the one that should at least go out putting orders out. It's just, to me, I feel like Superman has gone on the sidelines, and the only interesting factor on Superman is him being a father. That's cool. If that's everything you got, then that's not worth my money.
No, actually, you make a good point. Where is Superman's Justice League team? Because Batman has the JLA, Wonder Woman has the Mystic team.
Pretty dark.
Odyssey should be Superman. He should be leading them against Darkseid.
It's led by Darkseid himself, but it also is kind of led by Cyborg, which is kind of
Starfire and Cyborg
and Agro.
Which I get criticized on what DC's doing on this, like pushing Cyborg. Like, dude, I'm okay with him in the Justice League. I'm okay with him in the Titans.
I feel Titans. That's my opinion.
I spoke to Neil Adams about Justice League Dark. He's very happy the fact Detective Chimp is actually in the book.
He's
a huge fan of Detective Chimp.
That's right, epic. Holy shit, that's amazing.
You get one of my points, Jeremy. I mean, like, you get one of.
Yeah, I didn't get all your points. I can see all these points, but right now, one of the biggest problems I see with going on in comics is what's going on behind the scenes that's making comics terrible.
Oh, yeah, apologize about that bullshit. Let's not talk about that.
Do you think that's the reason why Rick Remender left Marvel?
Probably.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of reasons. Like, Charles Soule is basically leaving Marvel his own stuff in the near future. Because he wrapped up Daredevil, and he's already said he's basically leaving Marvel.
But that sucks. Because
it's what's going on behind the scenes. That's basically either people have two sides. Either you're joining this little SJW club where everybody talks about their petty politics and this self-oppression, or you just basically go on to indie books. And that's what they're doing. Marvel is basically tearing itself apart.
Speaking of Marvel, I do talk in Joe. What do you think they made Spider-Man? Nick Spencer made Spider-Man. That book has been good. I'm not kidding. That book has been made.
Fantastic Four. Whatever happened to that book? Because I don't hear people talking about that either.
What, the book by Slott?
Yes, that Fantastic Four. Like, why is no one talking about that book?
I have no idea why. It's really good. It's 2 issues in, and I know that in Marvel 2-in-1, the most recent issue that came out this week, they had a team-up issue where we're working with Reed Richards for an issue.
Wait, is it the real Reed or is it the maker?
It looks like the real Reed Richards.
No, it's the real Reed Richards. That's the real Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah. Is the maker in Venom? That could happen.
Yes.
Why the maker in Venom?
What is up with that?
Yeah, him taking on demons, which is kind of weird, even for Billy Brock to do. Yeah, Venom taking on demons, that's something that Flash Thompson would do, not Eddie Brock.
Okay, what's going on?
I was asking him, what's going on with the Fantastic Four? No one seems to talk about that book either.
Fantastic Four?
Yes.
It's good. It's just like, it's good. Iron Man's.
No one just talks about it. That's the question. I'm trying to figure out why no one talks about it.
Because no one cares about big. Like, Fantastic Four is big, but it's not as big as like Avengers or X-Men. I mean, like, it's big.
people been clamoring for them to return.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. This is the whole thing. When someone said to me a long time ago, when the book that comes out, the first 2 issues, maybe 3, will go up, and then we'll go straight back down where it was at before.
Oh no, that's something we've all been noticing. Like Marvel keeps doing those freaking #1 issues again. That's just basically killing me.
Well, here's the reason. It's a good business practice, because the reason why is new readers. People get into that #1 because they don't want to read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fucking issues. Yeah. That's just how people.
And the one thing I do praise about the Fresh Start is they actually keep the legacy numbering.
Oh yeah,
it took them long enough to realize their mistakes.
They did this before, Tevye, a long time ago. After Heroes
they had this before back. Yeah, I think it was before Civil War I came out. They did this for dual number. Like several of the books had this, like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor. I think Spider-Man had this briefly. Fantastic Four. It was like several of the big books had this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, but besides all that shit, I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, back to the whole Superman point. I'm like, do you see what? Like, I didn't hear what you said about my points, Jeremy. Can you repeat them?
You like, because yes, New 52 Superman, it was very different. I especially like Grant Morrison's take on the new younger Superman.
I don't give one take, but I'm gonna use it more than I did.
Well, I wanted something new, and I want fresh ideas for characters, and it doesn't matter. Like, even if it's a new run for a new character, I want to see that character be awesome and really do well.
Yeah, I know that for the New 52 stories for Superman, I know Tevye didn't really care for the whole Dark Truth stuff.
Yeah,
dude, I'll say this right now. The moment they killed him off, I knew, like, the moment that whole taking his powers away and like, oh, I know what you guys are doing. And Tevye was just jizzing himself on Superman. Yeah, I'm like, me and my friend Reno are just looking at each other like they're gonna do what we're all think we're gonna do. All they did, they brought into the new Pre-52 Superman, and I let it go for a while. But when they fucking did this bullshit poll on the Pre-52 and New 52 are one and the same, it just insulted me, and as a Superman fan, really, really badly, and I just didn't like it.
A lot of people said there was no commitment in New 52. There was really no commitment. They did the history. Everybody else did a new first story. Everything was just so confusing.
Yeah, but
I can't hear you, Jeremy. Repeat that.
Oh no, I said there was no commitment in the New 52. That's the problem. Nobody was committed.
Yeah, commitment was not the only problem in New 52. From what I've heard from behind the scenes, what was going on with New 52, there was editorial interference, caused a lot of good writers to leave because they were chastised, and a lot of books were getting canceled. Like very quickly, like within like 8 issues. Some series got canceled after only publishing 5 issues.
That got canceled.
Black Hawk,
Static Shock,
War, and Static Shock.
Yep.
And one more series. They all got.
I think that got canceled.
It was Mr. Terrific was one of them. Of all those books, I kind of felt as though the Blackhawks was the most disappointing book out of the first wave books that were the first set of books that were canceled. Because it felt like a ripoff of G.I. Joe.
It turned into a secret organization. They try to act like it's a covert Black Ops unit. Then no, that's not Black Hawks.
What? Crypto reducers, Bruno reducers.
I'll just personally just say my personal opinion on New 52.
Okay.
I personally feel that a lot of the books were pretty bad. Like, I agree that the storylines were pretty shit. I can accept that. But it's like, to me, I just feel like the one thing I just give New 52 more flack is like they try. at least they gave a shit and they tried.
Yeah, so some of the stuff they came up with was really bizarre. Like Tivy, I think you might remember this storyline came out right after Dune came out for Action Comics.
Oh yeah.
Where they have this creature and they claim it's Ultra Humanite. I know what Ultra Humanite looks like. I've seen what it looks like in cartoon. And I pointed out, though, in my review of that storyline, that is not the Ultra Humanite. That is some random creature that calls itself the Ultra Humanite. And I know what he looks like. He's basically a gorilla, not a creature.
I'll just say this. I mean, like, I will give it credit. Like, a lot of, like, yes, stuff like that happened, but the one thing I will give that New 52 era a lot is they had a lot of bitchin' Batman books and a lot of great, in my opinion, a lot of good Superman books and also Wonder Woman books and Justice League.
Wonder Woman, technically, if you look at her, she only had 2 books. She had Wonder Woman and Superman Wonder Woman. That was it.
Yeah, I'll just let me go on this whole thing. What about Superboy? That's the only book I did not care for.
I didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah, that book was weird. It made no sense. The ending made no sense.
Yeah, it was good up until they got rid of the original Superboy in the book.
Yeah,
and replaced him with not Connell. The guy who replaced him with the character John Lane.
Yeah, John Lane.
John Lane. Not John I know of. A different John in the future. It was stupid.
And then they made him an Oracle.
Yeah, that's confusing. What the hell is that? So every new Krypton returns garbage.
And I actually spoke to Lobdell about the storyline when he came back. He agrees with me. That ending was rushed, and the reason why he actually did that storyline, when they brought back Superboy in the succeeding volume, the one that Will Pfeiffer did, because he was asked to come back to help with that story arc.
He basically dropped the ball on Skinner.
What did play Skinner? I forget.
Oh yeah.
Skinner was revealed to be at the end of the first New 52 volume 14 Titans to be the daughter of Amanda Waller.
Oh wow, that would have been.
That's the problem, because her kid shows up in the Suicide Squad and none of them are Skinner. Her daughter's doesn't even have any.
I think they rewrite it, and that's the thing I don't like about the Rebirth, because they made one of my favorite characters in the last Teen Titans books, Power Girl, the current Power Girl, not
Black Girl.
Yeah, the black one.
Read Christopher Priest's run on Deathstroke. It's way better than what you got in Teen Titans.
Yeah, that's
I don't like
I like John Boy Myers about Rebirth for Teen Titans. He says the reason why he left, and I kind of theorized because he had disagreement with Ben Percy. He actually agreed with me on that. He left because he didn't like the direction that Ben Percy was going to take Teen Titans in at the start of it. And when I told him about the change of the lineup, he actually did not like that at all. He did not like the change. He loved the original lineup that him and Ben Percy came up with, and he didn't have a problem, even though he wasn't working the book at that point. He had no problem when they added Aqualad to the book. And then when it came with this new lineup, it's like, okay, he just didn't really care. He just didn't like it at all. That was his opinion.
What's the direction he didn't like? Like, what was the problem?
He didn't like what Ben Percy was doing with Damian.
Well, he basically made it like, this is the first time you ever met Damian.
Yeah, that's kind of what he didn't like. And I told him about what the artist replaced him. It did not affect the book's artwork when he left the book. And he agreed. He had no problem with the replacement artist who replaced him in the book with issue 1. And he agreed that the artwork didn't really get affected by it, because normally, I'm sure Timmy probably noticed this as well. Whenever artists change, it does affect the artwork. For Teen Titans, he agreed. Yeah, it didn't really change all that drastically, because I think the replacement artist did a fair job by keeping with the style what John Boy Myers was doing in the Rebirth book.
Yep.
While doing his own thing. He had no problem with the replacement artist.
Yeah, the book was good. The book was awesome.
My one complaint was that why did you make it seem like this is the first time you ever met Damian?
Well, to be fair, New 52 Damian didn't meet the teenage at all.
Yeah, but by this time, Damian was, a little more friendlier to people. This Damian was just like you met him since Batman's son. It's like you met him for the first time and he was an asshole.
Yeah, it's kind of like Ben Percy kind of forgot all the development that Peter D. Tommaso came up with. And John Boyd Myers agreed with me on that too, because he didn't like the direction about Damian. That was the big problem, reason why he left, because of Damian. He had a little problem with the direction of the other characters. It was Damian. That's kind of the reason why he left Rebirth.
Actually, does that first arc go anywhere? In Teen Titans, does it actually go anywhere with him and his cousin?
Actually, it does go somewhere. It's at the end, become the original goal and hate assassin, and awesome. The first arc is amazing. The first arc
just show up in Teen Titans or Super Sons.
Super Son, actually, they actually called it on Super Son, and that book was amazing.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
It was a follow-up to a storyline that James Tynion IV did with the Lonely Place of Living, when they brought back the evil Tim Drake, and he puts on this weird costume, calls himself Savior.
Super Son and Jamal. I still own that book. That book is
I own it too. Super Sons, because that book's still weird because Wally. They finally show Wally. I'm glad Wally finally comes back.
Yeah,
I mean not Wally, Bart. Yes, we finally got rid of Bart Twar. We get the original.
Yeah, actually, Bart Allen didn't show up in that storyline. He actually showed up in that the Flash War.
The ones in Super Sons, that's Bart, like from the Jeff Johns.
Jamal. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Titans Tomorrow, that's Bart Allen.
Yep, and that's Connor Kent, Superman.
And Cassandra Cain, who's still, not Cassandra.
It's Cassandra Sandmark.
Yeah, Cassandra, who's still MIA for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. She's one of the very few characters who I actually thought Lobdell did a pretty okay job with her.
I fucking
love her. Pfeiffer did an okay job, with the exception of the whole few issues where it felt like her character was going nowhere. But I don't know why she's absent. That she's been absent for all this period of time. Her and another really likable character, Bunker. Lobdell loved working on Bunker. He loved Bunker. He really enjoyed.
I'm in that book.
He actually loves the fact that Bunker got he loves the fact Bunker's got a humongous fan base.
Yes, I've been asking him on Twitter. Where's Bunker?
Well, my biggest problem, here's the one thing I could criticize Scott Adele. I didn't like his origin. The way you find out, he's just a piece of shit fucking asshole. And he just Yeah, that whole thing.
You mean that he's basically in the witness protection?
Yeah. And it's like, wait a minute, it just kind of ruined that entire character. But yet again, I did like that entire run. The one after, it's like good start all the way up to the Superboy ending.
Yeah,
after that whole thing, it just went nowhere. And it got good again during the Wonder Girl origin story, where they pretty much established that Cassie is
Demigoddess.
Yeah,
Woman's niece.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's niece, and it's like, oh, okay, they're adding their.
That was done by Greg Pak, not done by Will Pfeiffer.
I think Greg Pak did that.
No, but it's like the main point is they add that stuff in. It's like, okay, we're cool, that's awesome. But my whole thing.
It's also partial nod to Brian Azzarello's run for Wonder Woman.
Wait, that's my other one. I know about that. Weird.
Yeah, because they mentioned Cassie's biological father, who was the guy who actually was turned to stone and died during Azzarello's run. And the woman who showed up in that story, Cassandra, is her aunt. And according to her father named her after this woman.
Okay. I didn't know about that. Huh.
Well, anyway, but besides all that shit, I mean, I just personally think that the Teen Titans books it's good. It's just that I like the last guy better, like the one that came off, because I like the fact they made Damian more human. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I love that one. I want to make it awesome badass. That book that they would give me back in the Teen Titans. Unfortunately, after basically that book ended no justice. We got a new lineup. The new lineup is it's not bad.
It's Glass.
Huh?
The current writer for Teen Titans is Adam Glass.
Glass, yeah.
I looked up. His last book he did was Suicide Squad.
Shit. No wonder fulfilling Suicide Squad is Gina Dunn Suicide Squad. Damn it.
Yeah, which his run ended, I think it was in, I'm trying to think, I think it must have been 2013 when he ended his run. And the reason why he hasn't done comics the past few years is because he's running TV. That's the reason why he's not done comic books until recently.
So, but we had another writer who ruined Suicide Squad and now doing Teen Titans. Great. Wonderful.
Yeah, but his lineup is so bizarre.
It's very weird.
And yeah, I get maybe keeping the second Kid Flash. That's the second Wally West. That's fine. I'm happy the fact they kept him, and I'm happy they added Red Arrow because she was asked to join the team. She was recommended by her own brother to join the team, which makes sense.
Yeah,
and having Lobo's daughter makes sense as well because why not?
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm so confused about the whole daughter thing.
I'm fine because that's funny because Lobo is a space bunker. Of course, they have a daughter, Lobo.
But the other character, I'm like, where the heck did Adam Glass come up with these characters? The character who's overweight and the 3,000-year-old teenager.
Yeah, the Jin.
Like, where the heck did he dig up these characters?
I don't know. They look interesting, but they look weird.
Like, what was wrong with keeping Aqualad on the team? Because he was the only character. If you look at that lineup that Ben Percy had, with the exception of Damian and Kid Flash, Aqualad is the only one who's not on the team right now.
Where is Aqualad? That's been annoying me since day one. Why don't you look at the Titans?
Where's a lot of people?
Yeah, Starfire is an Odyssey. Beast Boy and Raven are on the Dan Abnett Titans.
Speaking of Dan Abnett, I do want to talk about this for a second. Wait, Omen, where are the rest of... Oh, yeah, now I got shot in the head. Damn it.
Well,
Omen disappeared, but I'm glad they brought back Tempest in the recent issue.
Here's my biggest question. Why did it happen? That's the one thing.
That's what I wonder. Good question.
But yet again, who fucking cares? I mean, like, I'm doing my own thing. I'm reading the DC books, but it's like I'll keep up with reviewers in the book what's going on this event, but it's not what I like. Granted.
Yeah, but the whole thing with Nightwing, that didn't happen in Heroes of Christ. That happened in the issue of Batman.
That happened in Batman issue 51, I think. I forget what issue.
Five it happened. He gets shot in the head, and then the writer of the book, I'm trying to think, I think it was Ben Percy who's writing the book for a little while, and now it's getting with Lobdell, which is, I think this is the first book he's written for a while, and I don't think he's ever written.
Living Outlaws. That's not true. Living Outlaws.
Yeah, but I don't think he's written Nightwing himself.
No, I've been writing Nightwing. Huh. Which is weird to me because Lobdell. Huh? Huh?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I go, look there. Look, I hate with that. Look, I don't trust
I actually spoke to Lobdell about the current Red and Outlaws run. I told him that it's better than his original run.
I agree.
And he actually had no problem with that opinion when it comes to Red and the Outlaws. He actually really liked that opinion.
I agree 100% because the original one was awful. Like, the original one made no sense. It was just stupid and controlling garbage. The new one is actually better because it was honest. But now they're gone.
Yeah, they got sucked in their dimension, and Roy, for some reason, is by himself.
And Roy's dead now. Damn it. Like, stop killing up McKenna. I love why he's gone. It pissed me off.
I don't know why it was Tom King who did that, not Lobdell, and definitely not Ben Percy. It was Tom King who did that. I'm not sure. And, of course, the whole revelation. Do you remember that article that came? I think it was like a month or two ago where they say the deaths that happen in Heroes of Crisis are permanent.
I did hear about that. I did a little video, and I'm not happy with what.
I don't know why. I mean, I get maybe kill off minor characters, but Roy Harper is a major character. He's on Arrow now. Why kill him off in the comics?
I think I know why, because no one wanted to do anything about it. So you know what? Fine. You want to Roy Harper?
In the case of Wally West, he was somebody people wanted to bring. People want to bring back for 5 years. People want to bring him back, and then bring him back, and then 2 years later kill him off.
It pissed me off. Because what the point of disagreement? What's the point of doing a Titan? One way Titan, you kill him, Maximus Speedster, put folks in reading, and John's gone sped, Warrior's gone, this is infuriating. What the fuck was the point of bringing him back?
Yeah. Tom King wants to have a focus on, in the book, Booster Gold to be one of the main characters, which is interesting.
I thought the story would poach him out of Strut Store, not Murder Mystery. I feel Dandy part O is crap.
I think the idea for Heroes of Crisis being a murder mystery is probably, and this is my opinion, I think that Tom King must have taken the idea from Jason Aaron with Original Sin.
Or Identity Crisis.
Yeah, that was Brad Military who did that one.
This feels more Identity Crisis than the original plan. I guess the original plan with post-traumatic disorder than a murder mystery. The whole murder mystery is something like Dandy Deal. You don't want Dandy Deal bullshit all over again.
Yeah, but at least that I know the Dio, and I've spoken to Chuck Dixon about the Dio, about him wanting to kill off Dick Grayson, and he heavily disagrees with the Dio about trying to kill off Dick Grayson. He thinks killing him off is a terrible idea.
There you go. No, that's not even the first time he tried that multiple times.
He tried with Infinite Crisis. I think that the Dio tried to tell Jeff Johns to do that for him in Forever Evil.
No. Yes, they tried it multiple times. He hates Dick Grayson for some reason.
And he hates Wally
I don't know why. And I'm glad that Chuck Dixon actually can stand up to him and say, no, do not kill this character off.
Well, Chuck Dixon, sadly, he's only doing indie comics, apparently. That's the only work you can get, apparently, because he has his own.
I don't know why.
He has his own
you may disagree with what the deal is saying, but at least DC is still paying him in royalties for using his characters. I'm sure he's getting a share of the new trades for Nightfall that just came out recently, like when they collected the prelude to Nightfall and the Search.
Yes, I have all that. I have the road to hang on a second. I gotta go look it up.
Yeah, I actually spoke to Chuck Dixon about this at the last con I went to, and he actually is very happy that the Search was finally collected in trade. I spoke to him about that.
Because I have the whole Road to No Man's Land and No Man's Land.
That guy Super Son. I'm worried about this book. So Bennett is that destroyed Super Son. I'm worried that this book may get destroyed because Bennett's is bullshit. I love why.
Yeah.
I use John.
Has the final trade been released yet for Super Son's volume, the original series?
Yeah, rather than Omnibus.
I know it's the Omnibus, but has Volume 3 been released yet?
I think so, yeah.
Volume 3 is already out.
Yeah.
I have not had a chance to go to Barnes & Noble to go because that's usually where I get them. But I just had a chance to go because my only day off I've had lately is on Tuesday. I go to the library on Tuesday. And the only day I have off is...
I'm going to get Volume 3 Super Son. I do want to get that Volume.
I still need to get Shattered 3. I'm waiting for that to come out.
Shattered amazing.
And it's still not canon.
Ow. Hey, Edgar, you worried about Scissorman?
But you'll love it. That's all I'll say.
No, your mic is choppy.
Mine is not.
No, Edgar's is. That's why we couldn't hear when he said he was chopping up.
Well, who knows what it was.
Yeah. Anyway, but back to the card. If I heard the card concerned, why are we doing this entire event with not doing the plan? I guess we've been this entire Mr. Dandy Deal's crap that Tom King. Tom King found what to do with post-traumatic stress disorder.
No, I believe this is all Tom King because I noticed after War of Jokes and Riddles, Tom King's writing has gone downhill drastically.
War of Jokes and Riddles was good. I actually like that story.
Because ever since the freaking wedding, that build up to the wedding, and then the whole basically disappointment, you can notice that his writing has basically gone downhill. Because if you read Rules of Engagement, there's literally 3 issues of nothing happening except for Catwoman and Talia fighting. That's it.
Yeah, was a big lie.
Yeah, and also, I actually spoke to Neil Adams about Tom King and about after issue 50 came out and how people were disappointed with it, and the fact that people were sending him death threats.
Yeah, that pissed me.
Apparently, he went to a con and someone sent him a death threat, so he had to get a bodyguard.
Yeah. I'm like, didn't we ever go through this 2 years ago with Nick Spencer when he had Captain America steal Hydra at the end of the first issue of Captain America steal Steve Rogers?
I knew that was bullshit from day one. I knew that they don't just bullshit mind control. Oh wait, what mind control? It was actually a duplicate with that even computer.
Yeah. I don't know what Nick Spencer's plans were when it came to Steve Rogers being a Hydra agent, because it felt as though the plans changed several times over the course of an entire year.
No, it was an allegory. His entire Nazi run of Captain America is just one huge Trump allegory.
Yeah, even Secret Empire was Trump allegory. The Secret Empire event was garbage. Like,
yeah. It seems like when it came to this particular event, it has tie-ins, but did in fact in Secret Empire set up any of the tie-ins?
No.
It never did. At least Bendis bothered to do that with Civil War 2.
So another time someone to Miami, is it not time about bullshit that event too? Why of all man always have bad tie-ins? I hate that.
I mean, if you want to think of an event that actually sets up tie-ins very well, Original Sin.
I don't remember any time.
Original Sin.
It did. Yeah, the tie-ins they did do for it, where you remember in issue 2 of Original Sin where the Orb let off that truth bomb, and then everybody got revelations about certain things, like
Spider-Man made no sense. That was just saying without sense.
Spider-Man made no sense. Spider-Man made no sense. Are you kidding me?
Interesting little retcon. It was something Slott was building up for a little while. He built up in issue 1, so made sense to build it. But the only 2 books kind of felt as though had really nothing to do with Original Sin at all, and yet they were kind of as tie-ins was Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wait, Original Sin? I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, in Original Sin, several things like they revealed the whole thing about Thor having a sister.
With that
stupid idea of, and this was explored in a few other books about Tony Stark being involved with the creation of the Hulk.
Wait,
Okay, hold on. Tell me, you say backfire on the whole Thor sister thing? Are you?
No, that was good. I said that was good. I said the Hulk and Iron Man time.
Just checking, because I'm gonna correct you on that. I'm just telling you.
Well,
but besides all that crap, I mean, the tie-in of Spider-Man made sense. The whole thing on
Iron Man Hulk
was insulting.
Yeah. I'm reading right now the tie-in for Mighty Avengers. This is interesting. When they reveal the revelation for Luke Cage is it was revealed that apparently his father led a team of Avengers back in 1972 to take a group of vampires.
That sounds awesome and badass.
Then they had
and like Al Ewing is the one who wrote this thing.
Well, I'll just say this. I mean, like,
there's a couple of ones that didn't make much sense for tie-ins. One was Nova. This was loosely set up in where they revealed that his father may have been a murderer, and it turns out it wasn't true. The other was the thing about the thing with Martha. It happened with the Daredevil tie-in. One where they revealed that the reason why Daredevil's mother became a nun. It was kind of confusing.
I don't read Daredevil, so I don't know.
I don't read Daredevil, but really should do that. I do tend to read Daredevil, but besides all that crap, I just personally, what's that word? I didn't like how they did Iron Man in that fucking event. That really insulted me as an Iron Man fan. I love Iron Man as a character, and I personally think you insulted me on that. I'm gonna gonna tell you where it has to go.
And ties really well too. He may have taken a memo. He may have got a memo from Jason Aaron to do this, because if you read the tie-ins for Access, they are really good and they do expand upon stuff happening in the main book.
Oh yes, they do. They do. It's so they that, but also other books really did a really awesome job. I love that event, but also the tie-ins made that event so worth it.
If you want to think of an event that did kind of set up as tie-ins, but the tie-ins didn't really affect the main series very much. Secret Wars.
It made the storyline really great. Now, Secret Wars, on the other hand, that was like take for what you like the most and just eat it. That's what.
We knew about when the best thing that came out of Secret Wars, but we never got sabotaged, and then we got.
Yeah, that was one of the very few books that started as a tie-in miniseries. That was later made into an ongoing series afterward. That one, along with Omen and Logan, which just ended. I'm trying to think what else. Weird World. There was a few of them that.
I think I got canceled.
Here's one thing. I personally feel like the biggest crime on that event that killed
the Open Universe.
No, I don't care. I don't give a shit about the Ultimate Universe. Since Ultimatum happened, I don't care. That universe is irrelevant to me. In fact, I'm glad it's gone because it's ran its course. It stretched too long for what it's worth, and honestly, let it go. Let some characters come into the universe that was worth a shit, and
Jimmy Hudson. He actually came back on Kimbu, but then he got killed over, and then he died. Oh, he didn't die. He got turned to poison.
Who cares? I'm just saying. But I mean, my whole thing is on the Ultimate Universe. I just don't care. It ran its course. But besides of that crap, the one thing I hate about Civil War is they killed basically killed the opportunity for a major storyline in Superior Iron Man.
That's one of those things that, if you notice though, what happened like because of Secret Wars, it's very similar to the reason why what happened with New 52, or all these series had these big storylines going on, but they had to be cut off because of the New 52.
Yeah,
but it's just like I wanted to know what was going to happen next. Was Rhodey going to come in later on in the story? Like why? Like how did fucking Tony
stop Tony?
Yeah, did Pepper stop Tony? That's the thing. Like because I feel like that AI Tony Stark. I feel like he had a major role coming back because I feel like that he was going to come back. Rhodey was going to bring him back, or Pepper was, and it was going to be really great. But it's just like the problem is, again, Secret Wars happened, and it's just that it ended on a very.
It not only cut off that series, it cut off what Rick Remender's plans were for Captain America. A lot of creators got cut off because of that event.
Yeah, but even though I love that event, I think that event is one of the greatest events in Marvel.
It was amazing.
Secret Wars was bitch, and it was great. It was awesome.
The ending, it did
the ending was great. The ending was solid. Everything was good. It was better than Original Sin. It was better than Access. It was really great. Everything was.
Jonathan Hickman is not a hack.
That's true.
Let's just put it that way.
I mean, like, I think that, like, what that whole thing is, like, this was a very satisfying because you see how powerful Doctor Doom is, and he made he basically was just amazing, and that's one of the things I want to see in the Marvel.
I kind of wish in the event, and this could have happened. We could have had Thanos versus Doctor Doom, but he just killed him within like 2 panels.
Fatality.
He would fucking. No, dude. I guarantee you this would be the fight. Thanos comes in, he would bitch slap him, and he turns to dust. I mean, or hell, let's say he gets the Infinity Gauntlet instead of Black Panther and has this big, gigantic, ultimate battle. It would have been not.
One thing that was kind of missing leading up to Secret Wars was Namor meeting the Maker. Like, that was one thing that kind of bothered me. Like, what was his opinion of the Maker and how different he is from the Reed Richards he knows, and how this one became evil and did very creepy things.
That's why I'm waiting for Dan Slott to do that event for him to come into the Fantastic Four.
It'll be interesting when the Maker actually meets 616 Reed Richards. That will be interesting.
I guarantee it's going to be really great. It's going to be Dan Slott's going to hit the note and just make it great. But just one of my biggest criticisms on Dan Slott is just I don't know what he's doing. I like ever since Spider-Man ended, his Spider-Man run ended. It's like he's doing stuff, but it's just like it's not what I expected.
At least in the case of Iron Man, he's doing something interesting with it. But I know that Edgar, I know you wanted to see Iron Man take his own villains again, but so far he hasn't done it yet.
And this is the reason why I hate the Manufacturer run. I mean, like, as much as I love that book, I hate how it ended. I mean, ever since that book ended, it hasn't been the same since. I feel like, I mean, Marvel just wants to forget about Iron Man's villains and just have him fuck around with a lot of bullshit. And it's like, it's been overdue for a Mandarin story. It's been overdue since we got a Crimson Dynamo or Titanium Man or anything. At least I'll give credit on Bendis. He gave Man and Mask and a few other villains, or at least, or hell, he even put someone else as Iron Man for at least a year. I mean, like, it's just, it bothers me and it pisses me off. And, you know, I defended that Ironheart, that Iron Man book when Ironheart was starring it. Granted, it had a lot of things questionable, but it's like I still loved it. I still thought it was great, but it's just my big problem is it's just that there was no villains that challenged her. That really, I feel like Iron Man villains should have came in and fought her, and something big could have happened and made it true. But no,
they will never get the Mandarin.
I'm slowly accepting that because honestly, and people say, "Oh, people say that to me all the time." Like, "Oh, if the Mandarin show up in an Iron Man book, you would be jizzing yourself." Yeah, I would be losing my shit. I'm like, yet again, I don't see that with my Marvel books because
didn't he come and punch her and he got shot in the head?
Fucking killed off the second time. Killed off, and I'm like, first of all, I'm like I was just pissed off. I was like, when Iron Man first met Punisher, when that whole panel, like when Iron Man met Tony Stark, I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, here we go. Here, I was so looking forward. I'm like, oh, this is all feels like the good old days. Just go one word, and we'll fight right here. Just oh man, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna lose it right here. And no, they didn't fucking do that crap.
Yeah, positively Peter with the magic bullets.
And it's like it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Is he fully dead, or is he?
I think they shot him in the head. I think he's dead.
Yeah, but the thing is, people have survived bullet wounds to the head before, so it's completely realistic the way he was shot that he would definitely have survived that easily. But suffering from amnesia, that is a bit unusual. But they do suffer from some kind of brain trauma.
Well, to me, I just feel like just give me a Mandarin story, and I'll shut my mouth up on you. And it's like
really Fin Fang.
Oh, Fin Fang Foom. I already got that. Like that came in like that one issue.
Monsters Unleashed.
Yeah, not Monsters Unleashed. It was at the after Monsters. Dan Sharp, he did show up.
What's the point of that event?
I have no idea. The big kaiju fight, and that's it. Oh, speaking of Iron Man, I didn't talk about it. The late issue. I go, what the man Arnold Stark coming back?
Cool. Whatever. That's my thoughts.
I'm not sure where the heck this guy has been because prior to Bennett having appeared toward the end of his run, he hadn't appeared in probably about I'd say about 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I was okay with him, like, whatever. I mean, like, just whatever. I mean, like, I looked at him like, that's cool. My favorite one is the Wasp date. That was pretty cool. I like that one.
That was kind of normal. I will admit that.
That was really cool. And I'm like, I like Tony Stark with the girls. It makes Tony Stark a little bit relatable. Actually, no, I take that back. It makes him relatable a lot where he dates really a woman that he knew. And it just, I liked him a lot. I liked that whole thing. It was great. The one thing I wanted to see is just like, where's the fucking controller coming? I'm serious. I'm like, he's my least villain, but it's like, if he's gonna come in, where the fuck is he? He hasn't showed up since issue 1. But yeah, I'm giving it. I'm like, Terry, unlike you, I'm giving Dan Slott the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
I mean, besides all that shit, yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see how things go. Before I go and just end it off right here, I'm slowly kind of convinced that we're not going to get any Darksiders comic book series.
Well, you know what? Damn it. That sucks.
I mean, you got the game coming out. So
yeah, in 4 weeks. In 4 freaking weeks.
I never played Darksiders, so I can't say anything about it.
I love Darksiders. Darksiders 1 and 2 were epic. Both games were amazing in full depth, and I can't really feel it.
I think the only problem I have with Darksiders is like Darksiders 3. It's like I feel like IGN showed a little bit too much.
Yeah, they did. Oops.
Well, but the one big problem is like they showed the big spoiler that war and death were in the game. Imagine that whole thing didn't got spoiled. That would have been fucking great. I mean, like just having a big like, holy shit, it's them, it's war and death. Holy shit, I never thought you guys would come in. But I'm glad Darksiders 3 is coming back. But I'm like, I'm waiting for the sales. I'm gonna buy it the day it comes out or the weekend. But I'm just like, I need to see the game sales, like the selling up how it's gonna do. But it's like yet again. Anywho, before I go, but by the way, what's your thoughts on Batwoman?
I have not even Batwoman territory. I don't.
No, the fucking Netflix. The CW fucking.
She looks great. She looks like awesome.
Show. Like, I want to know your thoughts, Jeremy. What's your thoughts on that?
Hey, there's a Batwoman TV show.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. There's going to be one probably coming right after the crossover.
Well, actually, I just now downloaded the DC streaming app because they said they got most of the bugs and stuff fixed.
Finally, took them on to fix those bugs.
Well, enjoy Titans, but I'm like, I'll just say this right now. I'm just, I'm hoping that show's better because after seeing what they're doing with Supergirl, after seeing what they're doing with fucking Arrow, and Flash is the only good show on there right now. It says a lot. But anyway,
can people tell me why Legends of Tomorrow still exists?
Because I know why. Because
it's popular.
That's why. No. It's not just, but it's popular. It's the least favorite, and second off, it's just because people watch it. You see Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl, you gotta watch this show, and it's just like that's really it. And that's
I also want the Constantine, and that's it.
And they bring and they're getting that too because there is. If you want Constantine, you gotta watch that, and they give reasons why to watch it. And I'm like, okay, my only saying is when the Doctor's gonna show up because I swear to God, if they put the Doctor on that, do a crossover on the Doctor, I swear to God, I'll lose my shit on that.
What, Doctor Who?
Yeah, Doctor Who.
That's really funny.
A lot of people really do want to see a cross between Legend of Tomorrow and Doctor Who. But if you want to think of one character who show up in the shows at some point, Dr. Fate.
Oh yeah,
that guy should show up.
Well, you got Constantine, so that's the most you're going to get.
Constantine, that fucking guy had a great show, and they.
Have you guys seen the animated movie?
Yeah, that's NBC and not caring about the fan base.
Because I forgot the movie came out.
Yeah, I only saw 20 minutes of it. I'm going to go back into it after I'm done watching Titans.
Wait, is it on the streaming app? Because I'll watch it if it's on the streaming app.
Everything's on there. If you love DC, everything's in there.
Like, yeah, because I know Marvel is basically they're about to announce that they're going to launch their own streaming app.
Yeah,
with Disney for Marvel
with the Disney app.
And I've heard a rumor that Netflix might be canceling because this is just a rumor that they might be canceling Jessica Jones and Daredevil.
What?
Yeah. Oh no.
Jessica
Jones is most likely going. Daredevil's the only one. Them and Punisher, the only ones that actually, draw in a crowd.
But here's the thing: the drops fucking happened in Daredevil. So I'm like,
just give him a movie. Just give him a movie.
You can do it epic. I've seen things. You do it amazing.
They're probably my guess is they're probably going to give him a movie in the Disney.
Yeah, but in the case of Netflix shows I've had so far, only like Punisher, Daredevil, and maybe Luke Cage have a good amount of source material to make a good full-brain series. But not in the case of Iron Fist and
Iron Fist should have
Jessica Jones.
That movie, his movie should have been connected to Doctor Strange.
What movie? You mean Netflix series?
Iron Fist. He should have been connected to Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But here's the thing, I didn't okay. Both got canceled, and I was pissed off at it. I mean, come on.
Well, honestly, first of all, season 1 was terrible. I mean, I'll fucking say it.
It's boring.
Yeah. And that's just the fact. It's like they tried to make these characters great, but these characters don't really hold up. Like they're D-level fucking heroes. Sorry for anyone who likes them, but they're very D-level.
Well, I would not think in the case of Punisher and Daredevil being D-level characters.
Yeah.
They're at like B-level fucking levels. I mean,
people know who the Punisher is. People have known about him since the 80s.
Exactly. So I'm like, Punisher and Daredevil, they can hold their own. They could have 10 seasons for crying out loud. But the problem is, it's a case of like Jessica Jones, which really had one fucking storyline, or actually 2 storylines, and they're trying to stretch it as best they can to pop out.
She's only had 3 ongoing series, and a lot of time when she's showing up, she's been in Avenger books.
That's true.
Iron Fist has had several series they could draw from. And Luke Cage, kind of the same way too. But prior to his Netflix series, I don't think anybody who doesn't read comics even heard of Luke Cage.
Yeah, the only time I heard of Luke Cage was during the time frame where he either appeared in the Spider-Man books
or Spider-Man Shadows,
or that too. And it's like that's really it. And like it was cool seeing his show, and it's like all that crap. But it's like I wanted to see him more with Danny and all that shit, but they miss opportunity on it. And it's like, yet again, it's like I just don't care because honestly, like you mess up once, you mess up twice. Why should I care?
Well, you did say Heroes for Hire episode amazing.
I've heard also that they're trying to push for a Heroes for Hire series.
I want that series. It's amazing.
I don't think it's ever going to happen. So honestly, I bear off.
They're just split. Marvel's split all over the place.
That's more entertaining.
Yeah, and I know fans do want to see this, and I've heard that Charlie Cox wants to see this too. Daredevil meeting Spider-Man.
Oh God! Please, for the love of God, just.
That's another problem. The Netflix series do not tie in with the movies all that well. It's almost like they're disconnected.
They're there. It's like they're not. They're there. They do mention it. It's just they're not the
movies don't even mention them at all. I know that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has reference to Netflix shows.
Series. Except for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's the only thing that gets acknowledged.
I think the Perlmutter is still in charge. Remember, the Perlmutter's still in charge.
He's never leaving. So give that up now.
But if you want to blame somebody for not having the TV shows connect that well with the movies, it's not Perlmutter. It's Jeff Loeb.
Here's one thing. I know. Guys, go. Hold on. Time out. Marvel's doing the Disney app. They already announced that Spider-Man's going to have a show. We could see Daredevil or Kingpin in this series.
Depends that really depends. Like that seriously depends if they're going to bring all their shows to app because they have to get Runaways, everybody on one convenient spot to get people to care.
Cloak and Dagger was on Freeform, and
but yet again, I'm like, I could say a lot of things, but we'll have to wait and see. I honestly am expecting Cloak and Dagger to get canceled.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
I think
there was one series. I heard about an article about this yesterday. It's like this series is going no place. Whatever happened to the new Warriors TV show?
I don't know.
I think personally, development hell. That's what it is.
It was supposed to be Freeform, and last I heard, they were shopping around other networks for it, but nothing has come of it.
I think it's dead at this point.
The problem is some of the characters are mutants, and they can't use those. But now since they have Fox,
they would have to.
I'm wondering what they're doing.
They would have to turn them into New Mutants or change their origin like they did with Cloak and Dagger.
But they have Fox now. They have the rights. It's just like I don't know what they're doing.
They're gonna probably, if they have the rights, then dude, it's already over. I mean, the Disney deal will end in January, and
the Disney deal is going through. They're about to have Fox.
They're probably going to add a lot of stuff in there. Movies, TV shows, all that shit.
I've heard a rumor of how they're going to integrate the X-Men Fantastic Four into the cinematic universe. And this is just a rumor in theory. The Snap. They're going to do another Snap, and it's going to bring everybody back to life who died. And that is how they're going to bring in the Fantastic Four and the X-Men.
Actually, that's how I heard they said the Snap and the Dark Phoenix is supposed to they're at the end of the Dark Phoenix is all supposed to connect to each other where they do a crack in reality.
That's what I said.
No. They already. A lot of people confirmed that they're not connecting the movies of Fox and Sony. Marvel wants to do here's the thing. That's like saying, we're going to connect the Amazing Spider-Man film.
Never. That's never going to happen.
They're going to integrate mutants on their own. They're not just going to bring the Fox versions. Disney wants to do their own.
Yeah, but I think in the case of one of them, and they can tell it works really well, and I'm sure that Kevin Feige wants to keep Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, despite the fact that the way Deadpool is, it doesn't fit very well with the MCU.
Well, actually, I'm going to say this right now. Reynolds already said he personally feels like Deadpool would not work. At least his version would not work.
Damn it! But it's very funny.
Yeah, but it's like, what's that word? It's just
it wouldn't work.
I'm just glad they acknowledge mutants in general. I just want mutants to come to the Marvel universe.
Yeah, but the Inhumans
was Spider-Man.
Yeah, the Inhumans are failures. Let's face it,
they're gonna on that series and just fucking say, hey, the New Mutants TV show, forget about that shit. We're gonna have them in.
You mean the film?
Yeah, that's the TV show. They're gonna add the
TV show. You mean Gifted?
Oh yeah, Gifted.
I love that.
Yeah, last I heard, it's supposed to be a movie. It's supposed to come out in April of next year for New Mutants, and I still think this is a dumb idea for Fox to do this. Make New Mutants a horror film and set in a mental institution. When I saw the trial trailer for it and the concept, I'm like, this is not New Mutants at all.
I'll just say this right now. The director said on that movie, it's a fucking nightmare making that film. And he hates that. And I'm like, oh shit.
God damn it. No,
yeah. They have another shitty X-Men movies. Oh yeah, we are.
So Fan 4-6 situation.
Personally, for me, it's gonna be worse than Fan 4-6. It's gonna be shit more. It's gonna be 10 times worse. But I'll just say this: the last good X-Men movie was fucking Deadpool 2.
Yep. What up, Art?
Yep.
I mean, again, after that was it. Fuck. I mean, that was it. I mean, that was.
You're going with the two best X-Men movies, in my opinion.
It's just personally.
Yeah.
Sorry if you hear my parents playing, cheering on their football game. But anyway, I think Fox needs to work some way to have where Disney and Fox do good X-Men movies from here out.
Especially with well, since I've heard that Kevin Feige is very excited to have the X-Men Fantastic Four in the MCU, except that he can't do anything with it until the chairman of Disney says so.
Oh yeah. That's the thing.
Also, one more than $5 per month, and then with bullshit, they connect the Netflix show to find the MCU.
But anyway, we'll see how things go. Anyway, guys, I gotta get going.
Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of Marvel, I do want to talk about the MCU. Okay. As far as the MCU is concerned, I am worried that now more own the X-Men. I'm worried that the X-Men get screwed over because I'm already getting screwed over. But besides that, I'm more worried about where the media serves in the comics because Marvel fucked over the X-Men recently, the bullshit, the Death of X crap, which God, it was stupid. Actually, wait. Speaking of the X-Men, I agree with that. What's about Extermination? Anyone read that book?
Yeah.
Marvel books. I just avoided all Marvel books at the moment because, like I say, what's going on in the background?
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to wrap up the whole thing of Bendis's all new X-Men characters. And it looks like next issue will be the last one. And it's a slight possibility that past Cyclops might die in the last issue.
Fuck.
What else is new? They've been always apparently they love to make Cyclops the villain.
Why did they keep?
Yeah, I don't know why. And probably the most bizarre thing they did with the series, especially in the first issue, I get them to kill off the character Bloodstorm because she's not from the universe. Fine.
Useless.
But why kill off Cable?
Adult Cable, the one besides because young Cable.
Yeah, and of course they have a teenage one, but why kill off Cable for? This makes no sense at all. I'm sure Liefeld is not happy with it.
No, Liefeld getting pissed off.
Well, he did technically create Cable, and I didn't speak to Caesar about this because the death happened. I think it was after I met him at Comic-Con.
Probably after.
Yeah, probably after because I met him because it was at MegaCon Tampa in September, and I think I forgot to talk about it, but even though he has said that he is the most prolific writer on Cable, he's never claimed to be the creator of Cable.
Makes sense, because I think Liefeld created Cable.
Yeah, even though he's credited as a creator for Cable, he's never claimed to be one. I mean, the only one he actually has claimed credit for is Deadpool himself. He basically he's credited as co-creator. He basically will admit that he helped create the character.
Which I approve.
Even though it's weird, and he's probably the only character I've seen do this, where the artist who created him is listed first and the writer is listed second. I've never seen this before with any other character.
Huh. That is weird. Anyway, besides,
and fun fact, you might not know about this, Tiffy. There's a little story he told me about the first appearance of Deadpool. He actually kept a whole box of, he took this stack, of first appearance of Deadpool. And he took it home with him and kept this mini long box in his basement. And then there was a leak in his basement. And there was a pipe that leaked, and the box that had Mutants 58, the first prints, were underneath it, and they got partial water damage on them.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep. And I didn't chance to talk a little bit more about Deadpool, but he did tell me also that he was going to be in Deadpool 2. There was a plan for him to do a cameo in Deadpool 2, but scheduling got in the way.
Oh,
and he was going to show up. Believe it or not, Tivia, he was going to show up in Weasel's bar.
That's not genius and awesome.
Yeah, but scheduling got in the way.
Oh, that's a bummer.
That also could explain why we didn't get a chance to see a Stan Lee cameo in the second Deadpool movie.
Yeah, that would make sense. Health issues, but
especially since there's actually one character in the film he did create, and that was the frickin' Juggernaut.
Yeah, that was funny. And what that Thomas Sammy situation, I don't want to talk about that. That's depressing. But as far as Cable is concerned, young Cable, about the issue. One thing I am confused about, is that young Cable killed up his adult self, and now with put the back in the past finally, which that's a
it's confusing. Oh yeah, and get this, Tivia. After this event is over, we're getting their X-Force comic.
But with young Cable, not adult Cable, which
from what I could tell, young Cable is not part of the lineup.
Wait, what? I thought he was part of that lineup.
Yeah, it's the original lineup minus Cable.
That's odd, because didn't Deadpool and Cable create X-Force?
Yeah. Well, Cable did, but oddly enough, I didn't see Cannonball as part of the lineup. He's a founding member of X-Force.
Weird. Well, I'm watching them in the two.
How's John doing? Him and his daughter.
Doing good. Maybe at the house. She's probably at the house right now.
John? Which John?
I played Red Redemption yet?
You might be talking to someone else.
Yeah, that probably is.
Yeah.
Let's see. There was a Halloween special that came out this week for Avengers. Did you read that, Tivia?
No, I read my time with that. It's my anthology book.
Yeah, it's on Recomic Line though too. You can find it pretty easily, and it's a pretty interesting little issue. It's basically a traditional Halloween story, and as far as I know, and I've read like every single issue of Avengers, this is the first time I can think of they ever had an actual Halloween special.
Oh,
yeah, first time. Let's see.
I'll check that Avenger, but I don't care. But anyway,
yeah. Did you read the Hanna-Barbera one shots that came out this week?
I didn't tend to read them because I've been busy with other stuff. But
but they were interesting.
The time I was doing Identity Deal, and I didn't care about that book to tell you the truth.
Oh, get this! I think it was one of them is actually referencing the Adam Strange Future Quest one shot. I think it was the Green Lantern one. It was Green Lantern and Secret Squirrel.
Oh yeah, that's it. That was weird.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. I think Parker also wrote this one as well, because I know Parker did write the Adam Quest Future Quest one shot, didn't he? Yeah, these are ones that came out this week. We have issue 4 of He-Man Master Universe. Of course, we know about Hero Crisis here too. The finale for The Witching Hour. The start of Drowning Earth, which this was an interesting issue. The final issue, apparently issue 12 of Doom Patrol. This was weird. Well, it didn't feel like Doom Patrol at all. 18 of the Wildstorm. The end for the Terrifics, which is not done by Lemire.
So I don't really care. Wait, not Doom Patrol. What do you mean what about Doom Patrol? I'm lost. I lost.
Yeah, this one, for some reason, didn't feature the lineup from the previous issue at all. It felt like something out of Dungeons and Dragons.
What? Wait, what I'm doing the lineup?
I have no idea. The lineup that Gerald Way established, it's like they're gone. No Robot Man, no Negative Man, nothing.
What? That's depressing. Because what the hell? That team is awesome.
Yeah, and especially since Gerald Way has admitted he's a huge fan of the Grant Morrison run.
So why did he get rid of that little team?
I don't know, but these other one-shots they released from the Hanna-Barbera ones were like a little weird, but also quite odd, where actually wasn't. These are the one-shots that came out. You have Deathstroke and Yogi Bear.
Oh, that one.
Actually, it's Deathstroke and Yogi Bear, Green Lantern, Huckleberry Hound, Nightwing and Magilla Gorilla, and Superman Top Cat.
Yeah, what?
Young Gorilla, or what is it? Rod and Magilla Gorilla.
It was Nightwing and Magilla Gorilla.
Yeah, Nightwing.
No, I mean this stuff writes itself.
Yeah, the Superman Top Hat will live in Dandidio, and surprised about it always did not look good.
I read it. The artwork wasn't too bad, but Drowned Earth. Wow, this was interesting.
Drowned Earth.
Well, apparently, it feels like a partial retread of Thorn of Atlantis.
It does, kind of, but here's the thing: there's a big difference.
Tivia, did you see the article that came out saying there's going to be Old Man Quill miniseries focused on Star-Lord?
What? Why? Just stop. I'm tired of Old Man Logan. He's gone. He's dead. Or
yeah, they ended the series by to continue it as Dead Man Logan.
Why? He died. He's dead. He's like
no, the old man Logan. They're gonna kill him off.
Well, I'm not surprised because we have real Logan back.
One thing you got to praise about this particular series, Tiffany, when was the last time you saw a series published by Marvel reach issue 50? It was not a relaunch.
Zero.
The last books I could think of to hit that number was Hulk Volume 2. This book was when they had Red Hulk in the book, and Astonishing X-Men back in 2013.
Damn time for us.
Yeah. It's time to wrap it up because it's been time for the beginning of the new work week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got work tomorrow too. Of course, I don't go.
Yeah, I'm not also. I work Monday through Fridays, but I work start podcasting again.
Yeah,
I work 5 days as well, Jeremy. I work Monday, Wednesday through Saturday.
That's
well, you work at fast. God bless anybody who can work fast food.
Yeah, and I work now officially almost 8 months.
I've been working my job for almost 3 years now. Plus, it's a state job, so I got state benefits.
You want that's good news. Anyways,
yep.
So, do we have outros?
Do you want me to go first?
I'll go first. Thank you for joining for Geek Ride 101. I think it's the name.
Yeah. This has just been a Comic Book Lounge 101. I'm finally back. I can start podcasting again. But until then, you guys already.
You didn't let me do my outro, Jimmy.
Yeah,
no, that's what I was gonna say. You guys did your outros?
Not yet.
I didn't do mine yet.
I'll do mine. You should Smoke my Twitter or if I go I do Google my name and stuff. And you check out Smoker and they're going for Comic Book 1. So next discussion on Nintendo maybe. I don't know. I'll put it something.
Well, you can follow me. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Google Plus and Twitter. Though you're not going to be seeing me on Google Plus for not much longer because Google Plus is shutting down next year.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised either. But until then, we'll see you later.